welcome. Today the video will be about finding our unique artistic style, because I feel like every artist is so worried about finding their artistic style, whereas I think, how do I find my style, is the wrong question to start with, because I feel like so many people get too mental about it and think just too much about it, and that they sometimes could just get blocked or in the worst case don't even start. I also feel that style is also a fixed thing. It's like a handwriting that comes naturally. It's not something that you will find in that way, or something that needs to be forced or mentally elaborated. It's just what will develop by itself once you start going, once you start to do and explore your art. And of course, finding your style can be fed by various practices. And in this video, I'll share what, in my experience, helped me to improve my art and get better every day and experiment and letting my style unfold naturally. I think one of the most important things when it comes to style, it's experimentation and exploration of art, of going after what inspires you. And it's also really not about to be perfect or to find start and having the expectation that we'll make a masterpiece in our first attempt. Like it's just not going to be like that, and it's also not about that. It's really more about like this joy of exploration, this joy of process, and to be kind to ourselves at the same time and see us evolve with time, because it will take time. And also to be open to different media, like for example traditional oil on canvas, acrylics, pastel, charcoal, anything that kind of comes to your mind. You can be really, feel free to experiment with those things, or even digital art or digital illustration. And I think one of the most important things for me when it comes to experimentation is my sketchbook. Because there I can just get wild. It's just for myself. I don't need to show it to anyone. I can just experiment and can be super ugly, and it really doesn't matter at all. It's just about the experience. And sometimes I do things and some kind of accidents appear and they turn out super nice, and it's something new that I can find out about my art. And then when I draw another piece, I can deliberately integrate this thing. And it's just fun to evolve like this and try out new things. And that for that a sketchbook really helps. And I am also offering a sketchbook club, which is like a free art club where you can register on my website. And we are providing weekly drawing prompts, and so that you never run out of ideas if you want to draw or paint. And you can also connect to other creatives and like-minded people there. The next thing for me is inspiration and learning. And for me, it's like having or developing a habit to go to museums, to see exhibitions online or offline, to see conferences about art, having calls about art, or watch documentaries about your favorite artists, for example. And you can also, of course, buy certain books or courses that about certain topics that interest you and that you think can evolve your art, like a technical skill, like learning anatomy or color theory or perspective and so on. There are so many things that there are courses online or offline. about the things that you can learn and evolve like that. And another amazing thing I can really recommend is a master study, to study and replicate pieces of really good established artists, like the old masters, for example. It's not to sell it or anything. Of course, you cannot do it and you shouldn't do it, but it's just about the mere practice. It's just about you trying to understand the colors and what they did, the brush strokes and whatever, and the compositions. There's so much, many things that we can learn just by observing good art and studying good art and replicating this art just for ourselves, just for our own practice. It's a pure learning purpose, and it's absolutely not about copying or trying to imitate an artist. It's just a study, and also these studies, they are just for you. But I feel like with time it can really make a difference. The next topics I want to talk about are authenticity and openness. And as I already mentioned, I think style is not something that's fixed. It's something that evolves all the time, and I feel there it's really important to just go with what inspires you and makes you feel excited. And style can change so much throughout our artistic lifetimes. You have to move on with your style when you think it's time to do so. Don't stick to a certain style just because it's like trendy or worked out in the past, because I feel this will really hinder artistic evolvement. At least it did like this with me. So I feel it's so important to just stay true and authentic to ourselves. And if some years ago you were passionate about realistic oil paintings, and now you absolutely love an abstract art and you just want to do abstract art, it's totally fine as well. And I feel like we shouldn't confine ourselves too much in that sense. And your art you create first and foremost for yourself, and not to please anyone, not to please your audience. So I feel that's one of the most important things. And also to go through life with an openness, with seeing inspiration in our daily lives, to keep our heart open, to see beauty and creativity in our daily lives and in everything that surrounds us, because anything can really serve for inspiration. And we can also, with our art, make the ordinary beautiful and train ourselves to see the beauty in everything, and to also train our creative muscle like that. And the last two really important topics that kind of go together is consistency and rest. Because on one hand, I think consistency is really important in order to evolve. If we do something really passionately just for 1 week and then drop it all completely, we'll not be able to evolve. It's fine if we do it, it's nothing wrong with that, but we cannot just expect that we will evolve like that. So consistency is really a key in our art practice, and it really helped me to create an artistic routine for myself. And I also already made a video about it. You can also check that out. I will link it. And I think it's important to stick to a routine, but also to start by setting attainable goals. Like, for example, drawing once a week instead of like making the goal to draw daily, because it will be easier to stick to some goals that you will be able to attain, so you'll not be disappointed and just drop the whole thing totally. And with that consistency and having in mind that in order to evolve our style, so to speak, we have to be consistent, but at the same time also rest, because it is always the most important ingredient if you don't want to get burned out on the way. To take conscious breaks and rest, and to not force yourself too much, and to set also boundaries with yourself. Because in my experience, the creative well can also dry out if we just we start forcing our creativity too much, and we are not nourishing it. And nourishing it is also a really big part of nourishing it is not just to be inspired and to seek inspiration, but also to really consciously rest and not do anything. I think that's it for now. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any comments, any ideas, please feel free to comment. I will be happy to make videos about topics that you're interested in. And thank you so much, and see you next time.